After they came up empty on finding any WMDs, former UN Chief Weapons Inspector David Kay was brought in to take over the search in June 2003. Kay had a whole new approach in mind, but even the most perfected methods are no match for the futility of looking for something that isn't there. 6 months later, Kay resigned in January 2004, concluding that there were no WMD stockpiles. The Bush administration had no intention of conceding that point in an election year. Mother Jones Magazine, January 15, 2004. 6 months after the end of major combat in Iraq, the United States has spent $300 million trying to find banned weapons in Iraq, and President Bush was seeking another $600 million more to extend the search. I predicted that they would call off the search soon after the 2004 election, and I even wrote a poem about it. 2 months after Bush was reelected, the search was terminated.
You haven't replied to my basic argument that if all these others thought Saddam had WMD and Bush thought Saddam had WMD, then if Bush was lying about these, weren't these others also lying? Clearly neither they nor Bush were lying, because if you believe what you are saying, it's not a lie, even if it's wrong. And I do think Saddam had WMD, and I think he aided terrorists, so I must be a liar too.
The question comes down to whether or not you're basing your belief on something in the realm of reason, not some fail-safe fantasy that allows you to believe whatever you want. Refusing to open your eyes to the evidence is intellectually dishonest at minimum, so whether you're blatantly lying or not, you're most certainly not arguing in the interest of truth. And that truth can be easily ascertained by looking at the machinery behind the scenes. Add in some analysis of the systematic obfuscation from both parties, and every piece of the puzzle fits. The Democrats are stigmatized as weak on defense, so before 9/11, they talked tough on Iraq because it didn't cost them anything to do so, and afterward, they were too scared not to, which Tom Daschle point-blank admits to in the following clip.
We were 2 months out from an election, and no one, Republican, Democrat, Independent, ever wants to be viewed as weak on national security.
The sheer casualness of that statement astounds me, and it shows how these people have sold their souls to doctrines of dishonesty. They have compromised the truth so many times that it just becomes an accepted part of the job.